It's 8 o'clock. We got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 o'clock. What's good, y'all? I see a lot of people already checking in. It's Tuesday, 8 o'clock. We try to do this every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. What's up, y'all? I see my man Nitty Gritty is in the building. We're all the hip hop heads. Nitty Gritty, Heather B, do you? It's funny you mentioned Heather B. I just spoke to her a few hours ago, and she is coming on the show shortly. But she said she would only come on the show if I supply champagne. I'm being extorted on my show. But I will supply champagne. I don't know what kind. She's supposed to be sending me her brand. I don't know. So Heather B will be on this show shortly. I will let you guys know. We're going to have a good time with her because we got a ton of stuff to talk about. It's just your average Canadian. Where you at, Kenny? What's good? I'm in the New York area. Joe Curry, what's up? Spark One Prime, sup? Robert Thompson, Birmingham in the house, UK. I do believe I'm saying it right. The UK. We did a bunch of shows in Birmingham, always rocking. Spark One Prime, Boston. Shout out to Boston. Shout out to Ed OG and the Bulldogs. Bay Area Cuddy, Germany in this bitch. Shout out to Germany. Germany has some dope hip hop. No air conditioning though. What y'all doing out there? No AC. Omid, I don't want to butcher your last name. Did you do any shows with the Freestyle Fellowship? Now that's a name I haven't heard in quite a while. And the answer is I'm not sure. We did shows with just about everybody. But a lot of times, sometimes people went on early and we didn't get a chance to see them. Whenever there was somebody on the bill who I liked, I would always come to the shows early to check them out. That's how I got to see just about everybody in hip hop in the 80s and 90s perform just by coming to our own shows early. To answer your question, I don't remember doing any shows with the Freestyle Fellowship, but we might have. And I hit this thing and it shot out. Mayo, hello from France. Shout out to France. Napoleon, what's good? Peace, Kenny. We in the place. Yes, checking in from Nancy, France with Kim, Terry, Marie, and Alex. Shout out to your whole crew. And Napoleon, we need to talk. I've been in the studio. I forgot. We need to talk. Yes, but thanks for checking in. Robert Thompson, was the last verse of My Philosophy directed towards Run DMC or Slick Rick the Ruler? It's funny you asked that question because I had the same question with KRS about 10 years ago. And the answer was, hold on. I always felt that Chris took some shots at a few people in My Philosophy, including Run DMC. And I felt the line when he says, I don't walk this way to portray ignorance or something, stereotypes or ignorance of today, something like that. He says, I don't walk this way to portray. I was like, walk this way? There's only one group in the history of music, or two groups, Aerosmith and Run DMC are the only two people who ever said walk this way in a record. Chris's answer was, I was not dissing Run DMC. I was just saying, I don't walk this way to portray, which to me was one of those arguments, those famous arguments that me and Chris have from time to time, because I wasn't buying that explanation, but that was his explanation. He was not dissing Run DMC when he says, I did not walk this way to portray. I forgot how the rest of that line goes, but I disagree. And so did Run. Supreme Divine in the building. Peace. Green Lion Entertainment. Peace, family. Peace. Terrell McMillan. KP, what's good, fam? Welcome back. Bay Area Cuddy. Kenny, what Bay Area artists aside from Souls of Mischief did you like in the 90s? Maybe some Frisco cats like Paris. I think I actually met Paris once. Who did I like from the Bay Area? Um, well, let's see. Let me see if I can get my Cali right. Is the Far Side from the Bay Area? Love Far Side. Um, I like Short. Isn't Digital Underground from the Bay Area? Of course, that's family. Shout out to Money B. Shout out to DJ Fuse. And rest in peace to my man Shock G, aka Humpty Hump. I got a whole story on him on my Epic Fails West Coast. Bay Area. Shout out to Sway and Tech. Off the top of my head, where is Cypress Hill from? Don, peace, Kenny, and salute my GPs. Gray Beard, Denver in the house. Denver. Woo, the Mile High City. I once saw Alex English, who used to play the great Denver Nugget. He's probably the leading scorer in the history of Denver Nuggets basketball. I once saw him in South Carolina in a Waffle House. And I was like, oh, Alex English. Anyway, shout out to Denver. I just went off the rails. Chris Burks, any New Year's Eve plans? Yes, I will be DJing at a spot on New Year's Eve, private party. Jermaine Wright, what up, DJ Kenny? What up? Perry Thompson, peace, brother. Perry Thompson, founder and executive director of the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society. Peace. Wow, that sounds pretty impressive. Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society. Wow, that's dope. Y'all have a lot of artifacts and stuff. Fluffy Toenails and Dragon Breath. What's good, Fluffy Toenails? I believe you and HBippy, this live isn't right if y'all not on here. Thanks for once again coming through. One-on-one. Heather B in the 13 and Good video. Yes, she was. And she had vocals on that song. Sergeant Crease, Kenny Peace, Kenny P, what up? FU2, welcome back. SSLY Shalom 333, my first live. What up? What up? Your first live. Welcome aboard, and welcome to all the people who are checking out the channel and checking out the live for the first time. We do this every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. DJ Robinson, what up? Ed Olivier, what up? Once again, welcome back. He said, what's good? Heather B is hilarious. Excuse me. Heather B is hilarious, and y'all don't even know the half. Super S. Rodriguez, hi. I just got the book for Christmas, and I'm reading it now. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. Thank you to everybody out there that got the book. If you don't have the book, my brother's name is Kenny. Everything is in the book. I will put the link in the description below a little later on after I finish this live. MODX Mike, what up? What's up? In the building at rehearsal, but I'm in. Yes, you rehearse all the time at this time? Your rehearsal schedule is real. Mr. C, that's Heather. She better be talking. She will be talking. The conversation me and Heather is going to have on here is going to be crazy because she has a lot of stories, man. Supreme Divine, it's so many people that be commenting that have no clue about real hip hop. I mean, that's a way of looking at it, but that's the purpose of the channel. That's the purpose of us being here. You know, all people of all hip hop intelligence is welcome. If you know everything about hip hop, that's dope. I don't, but I've been around. If you don't know anything about hip hop, this is the place where you come and we learn and we talk. So it's all good. Theory Decker, do you think that psychology serves a purpose? Of course I do. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. Absolutely. Adam Bump Ozak. Mr. Kenny G, how you salute? Salute, brethren, salute, and welcome back. Drew Son, Merry Christmas from Melbourne, Australia. Yes, shout out to Australia. I've never been there, but I'm trying to get there. Center of the board, yo, Kenny, are we going to get another BDP album? That would be dope. Me and Chris spoke about it about a year ago. It's not on me, it's on him. Hunter S. I caught BDP at Cornell University in Ithaca in the early 90s. Amazing. Yes, I probably DJ'd that show. If it was in the early 90s, I was there. DJ Superman Slaughter from Los Angeles, Funky Town Pro. Salute. Salute, LA. I love LA too. Great place to show. I'm thinking these are places where the shows used to be off the hook. We always got so much love on the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast. The Colonel James. Welcome back this week. Yes. DJ Robinson, Texas in the building. Shout out Texas. It's hot. I was in San Antonio, Texas one time. I believe it was like 110. Y'all wilding in Texas. One-on-one. Shout out to Steady B. Shout out to Steady B. Yeah. Willie Shelton. Yo, Kenny, I'm a longtime fan. Peace from Arkansas. Shout out Arkansas. Wow, we haven't had anybody here from Arkansas. Better get that champagne. We need Heather on the chat. Yes, I would get the champagne. She's strong-arming me, man. Uh-oh, this thing just jumped. Let me try to go back. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll back to where I was, but I don't see where I was. I'm just going to pick up from here. DJ Robinson, what do you think of Mantronix Productions? Mantronix was incredible. His work with Just Ice, Joyce Sims, and what was it? Mantronix is the crew that you must hear, so please don't get concerned. Fresh is the word was big in New York City. Mantronix was dope. True Sinister, I hope you're in a good mood. I am in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood on here. I'm always in a good mood to come on here and talk. I really enjoy this, y'all. I don't know if y'all enjoy it, but I really enjoy this Tuesday night get-together. Great beer, yeah. Everybody's singing for the king. Am I wrong? Yeah, that whole thing on my philosophy. As a casual listener of BDP, I thought it was a shot at Run DMC. But Chris says no. And Chris says no. And we argued that because I was not buying his no. But he said no. Supreme Divine, who compare NWA with the Wu-Tang Clan? Please stop that. Maybe there's comments that I'm not seeing because NWA and Wu-Tang Clan is like apples and oranges. FB2, KRS was definitely getting at Run DMC or my philosophy. He has like 3 subliminal lines in that song. Yeah, to me. But he wrote the song and he said no. So y'all not buying it either, huh? Peace, Kenny. Memphis, Tennessee needs a book signing. El Sol, word. I need to get out there. That would be really, really dope. I think I was in Tennessee once in my life. Crown Jewels Music Group. Yo, welcome back. Always a pleasure. Napoleon Matt. I don't walk this way to portray or reinforce stereotypes of today. Like all my brothers eat chicken and watermelon, talk broken English and drug selling. Exactly. Chris was dropping in 88, man. The Colonel J. Another slight shot at Run DMC was the line promoting Nike over Adidas, and yet another line was kicking around for 87, not from 1983. I didn't even repeat that. I'm kicking around for 87, not from 1983. I remember. Was that a diss to Run DMC? It could have been, but there was few people out in 83. You know, it could have been Melly Mel. It could have been any number of people. 83. Curtis Blow, who knows? Shout out to Curtis Blow. He's the homie. Not saying Chris was trying to diss. I'm just saying he said 83. It could have been a few people. But that when he said in Dope Beat, my name is KRS-One. I'm still kind of young. I don't wear Adidas because my name ain't Run. Got Nikes on my feet. And I thought he was going, man. Knowing him the way I know him, that's why we were arguing, because I wasn't buying it. Drew Son, we on Christmas holiday. I finally got to catch a live. Drew Son, welcome. I'm glad you was able to catch. We just on here talking about whatever's going on. If y'all want to talk about something, let me know. Willie Shelton, yo, Sex and Violence, one of my favorite albums. Jive was bugging. Word. Thank you very much. I did a whole piece on the Sex and Violence album breakdown, and Jive was bugging, and there's more to the story. I'm gonna drop another video in about a day or two, and I'm gonna expand more on my relationship with Jive Records. Queen of the Underworld, welcome back. France Crew loves you, Kenny. It's 2:04 a.m. here. We stayed up for you. Thank you so much. 2:04 a.m. in France. Damn. Thank you so much. Whoa. That's late. So we're 6 hours. All right. True Sinners, do you think it was a controversial move for KRS to collab with Tim Dog? Not at all. Tim Dog was down with Ultramagnetic. Shout out to Said G for producing all his music. He was down with Ultra. BDP was down with Ultra. Matter of fact, BDP and Ultra was practically one group at one point before they both dropped their debut singles. So if Ultra is working on something, Ultra has an artist, of course KRS is going to be involved. And I spoke to Said G this summer, and he agreed to come on this channel. So he's another one that I want to get on here and really pick his brains about things. Ed Olivier, Kenny, what year was boom bap originated? Who was the first to come out with that sound? That's a good question. I mean, KRS-One, I believe, coined the phrase boom bap when he said return of the boom bap. But I do believe boom bap is stripped down, hard drums, scratches. I would argue that sampling was the origination around, that was 86, was the origination of boom bap, in my opinion. And I would date that back to like Marley Marl. If you listen to like Eric B. is President, Check Out My Melody, Biz, Make the Music with Your Mouth, Biz, those early MC Shan, The Bridge, those early Marley Marl productions, he's really the father of sampling as we know it. With the drums and stuff. I would argue that the boom bap sound came with the SP1200, which was the SP12 at that time, and I'm going with Marley Marl. Because by the time KRS said return to boom bap, he's saying return of the boom bap in 93, meaning he's bringing boom bap back, meaning there was already a boom bap that existed in his mind when he said a return of the boom bap. So that means there was some boom bap before 93 in his mind. I'm going with Marley Marl, early Marley Marl. DJ Superman, Far Side's from Los Angeles. Word? Why don't I think they was from the Bay Area? Oh, crush the soul. Yeah. All right. I was wrong with Far Side. Bay Area cut R.I.P. Shock G. The Coop. Yeah, the Coop had a couple videos that used to play, but they didn't really play the Coop like that in New York. Bigger Fish. The video used to be on the national networks like BET, but they didn't really rock that here. Death Star 1, got any Chubb Rock stories? Shout out to my man, the Chubster. We did a couple of shows with him. I never got to chill with Chubb Rock. Shout out to Hot Dog too, his dancer. Shout out to his brother, Rob. I never got to chill with Chubb Rock. I used to just see him in passing. I spoke to him on the phone last year. I would like to and still would like to do his radio show in Atlanta. But I never got to chill with Chubb Rock. Loved his music though. Nah, I never have any Chubb Rock stories. Never got to chill with him like that or seen anything that would be like a story, but he's cool. The Loonies, Bay Area cut. The Loonies are from the Bay Area. Here in New York, I got 5 on it. Was huge. Yeah, so I like that. Crush the Soul for sure. Sapphire and Hobo Junction. Nah, I'm not familiar with that. Sly Shalom 33. If BDP finally released a biopic, who would you choose to play you? That's a great question. Well, will they start as us as kids, or you mean an adult me? I'm very tall. It would have to be a very tall, like an NBA type player, I guess. Somebody my height. I'm 6 feet 6 inches. I don't know how many centimeters that is, but it had to be somebody who played, because I played basketball, so it'd have to be somebody who played ball as tall. That's a good question. Probably an NBA player. I can't think of somebody off the top of my head. I tell you something that's funny. A few years back in like the late 90s, 2000s, all my friends used to say I looked like Vin Baker, NBA All-Star from Milwaukee Bucks, Vin Baker. And the funny thing about Vin Baker is I saw him 2 days ago in front of the Apple store in the World Trade Center. There's an Apple store in the little complex there, and I saw Vin Baker walking out of the Apple store, and he is every bit of 6'10", 6'11". Don't get it twisted. He is all of it. But yeah, people used to say I look like Vin Baker. That's a great question. I'd have to think about that. Tone 1, Mac Dre and MC Hammer is Bay. Oh, MC Hammer. I'm not too familiar with Mac Dre's music. I know his name, but that really wasn't big over here in New York. We spoke a lot about MC Hammer on our the last live last week. Shout out to MC Hammer, who I've never met. I think I met. Do you remember his group 357, the girl dancers? Was it Oaktown 357? I met them. They came to a BDP show. Alice Cushman, peace, Kenny. Hope you're having a good night. I'm having a great night, and I'm here with my people. I hope y'all having a good night too. We just kicking it. Be Legit is Bay Area. Tone 1. Not too familiar with Be Legit. That didn't really get over here. True Sinister. I remember Tony Yayo was going to play KRS in a Juice Crew biopic. Wow, how do you know that? That is actual facts. There was going to be a Juice Crew biopic and biopic or biopic? And Tony Yayo, I always thought that was an odd pick, but Tony Yayo was going to play KRS-One. They actually spoke on the phone. Tony Yayo called KRS-One up to talk about playing KRS, and they actually spoke on the phone. Chris did tell me that. Wow, True Sinister. That is a good call right there. I don't know how you know that. 101 Sugar T Bay. Is that E40? First of all, I love E40, Bay Area. That's my dude. I love E40 on the mic and off the mic. He's just a super cool dude. I met his sister once. Yeah, I forgot about him. Shout out to his whole crew. The Bums. I forgot their single. They had a single that used to play, but it wasn't big here. Hannibal 090. Peace and blessings, Kenny. I finally caught a live. Word. Thank you for catching up to the live. Yes, MMA Crossfire. Hey, Kenny, the book arrived and I'm loving it. Thank you so much. It's great you included a photograph shot by great hip hop photographer Ernie P. Yes, shout out to Ernie P. He took one of the pictures that's in the book. Um, Thank you so much for purchasing the book. I hope you enjoy it all. Mhm. Perry Thompson, we are a nonprofit organization that preserves the culture of Black music. That's really dope, man. That is really dope. 101, Jurassic 5 is Bay Area. Jurassic 5. I remember the Jurassic 5. They had a little buzz for a minute. Don't think they play. New York is really picky. The New York DJs are very picky about what they play. Even New York artists complain about New York DJs over the years. But I say that to say Jurassic 5 was not on the radio here. Alex Kushma found out recently that Scott LaRock had went to Toronto to record multiple songs with not just Mishi Me, but also Rumbling Strong. Did you happen to have any stories regarding Rumbling Strong? No, I forgot about that. Now, yeah, I remember when they went to Canada. I remember when they went to Canada. I wasn't in BDP at the time, but I remember I saw Chris, right before he left. Um, yeah, they went out there with Biz and Cutmaster DC, if I recall. No, I don't have any stories regarding Rumbling Strong. That's a name I haven't heard in years. Wow, that'd be a great KRS question. Tim Brown, shout out to you. Just came in. Um, Robert Thompson, who did the BDP jackets? Not sure. I know the legendary Dapper Dan from Harlem did the ones that's on the cover of Criminal Minded. Now I'm not sure who did them after that, because I had a couple of BDP jackets too. They were made in Harlem. I do believe Willie D had a guy in Harlem that was making clothes, because I remember we went up there to get fitted. And this is late. This is like 90. This is like 92, 93. Um, some guy in Harlem was making jackets. You know, in Harlem, they were making all kind of outlandish outfits. You know, that's where all the hustlers were getting all their clothes. Somewhere in Harlem, BDP jackets were made, but I'm not sure where. Fluffy Toenails and Dragon Breath. Favorite beat you produced that didn't come out? Oh, wow, that is so tough. So much music that never came out. Oh man. I tell you what I did do that no one ever heard. I did a remix for Will Smith getting jiggy with it. Yes. And that never came out. Um, I tell you what I did that never came out. I did some music with the legendary singer from Soul to Soul, Karen Wheeler. That's my girl. Shout out to Karen Wheeler. Shout out to Soul to Soul. Shout out to Jazzy B in the UK. I did some dope music with Karen Wheeler in like 96, 97, and that never came out, and it was banging. That's the answer to the question. Karen Wheeler of Soul to Soul. Center of the board, Kenny, can we still get the BDP gear? Yes. My niece, shout out to Time, is currently handling the merchandise, if I believe. I'm not sure of the link. If you go on Instagram, teacher underscore KRS-One, that is his official page. Teacher underscore KRS-One. And you could probably find information where to get the gear. But my niece is doing that at the moment. I just got an alert that says ads will run shortly for some viewers in 50 seconds. Some people say they don't see the ads, so I'm just gonna continue through. El Sol, hey Kane, do you like any Memphis artists like 3 6 Mafia, Young Dolph, or Big Scar? Didn't really listen to too much of Memphis artist music. I mean, 3 6 Mafia had some huge songs. Obviously, I know their music. I mean, I know the big songs. Young Dolph, not too much, or Big Scar. That never got over here. Um, my, what about Big Daddy Kane? Please, Big Daddy Kane. I've never really chilled with Big Daddy Kane. That's my brother's friend. Um, KRS and Big Daddy Kane were really close from before Kane even came out. Um, I chilled more with Biz. Shout out to my band Biz Markie. That's just me and him right there. I've never got to chill with Kane that much. I once rode in a van with Kane going to a show. We had a show with BDP, and he rode with us. This was in like 2000 and it's like 2001. And we got to chop it up a little bit then, but I never really got to chill with Kane. Shout out to his brother, Little Daddy Shane. That's my dude. Um, Shout out to Mr. C. And shout out to Scoob and Scrap. Uh, I've seen Kane perform dozens of times. Great performer, great breath control. Just a pure, just a pure MC. There's a moment in time where Kane was about as good as it got as just a pure MC and performer. That's about it. I don't have any stories with Kane because I never really chilled with him like that. I mean, I heard, we heard stories, but things I talk about on this channel are things that I experienced or I saw. So I never got to chill with him. And I touched this thing and it jumped. So there you have it. Let me see if I can scroll down and pick up. I'm gonna start here. Rapping Forte is Bay Area. Hope he gets better. Rapping Forte, that's right. He had a big song in like 95. Yo, Kenny, how many points did you average in college basketball? My college basketball career is a whole story, man. Y'all got to get the book. I can't even go into it. I had ups and downs. Drew Son, were Dream Warriors from Bay Area or Canada? I thought the Dream Warriors were from Canada. Supreme Divine, you a monster for that song. Do It. Oh, thank you so much. That's off the BDP album I did with Chris in 2012. It came out in 2012, but we did it in 2010. Imagine that. Peace, Kenny. When KRS says he has 24 albums, is he counting the BDP albums in that? I'm pretty sure he is. All the BDP albums are all KRS-One lyrics. I mean, he's the whole show. The Colonel James, Karen Wheeler, dope. Always loved her. Wish we could hear the project with her. Man, it was coming out so dope. And then she had problems with her label. This is like 90. This was in 96-ish, 97. Man, it was coming out really, really dope, y'all. She is an incredible singer, and she could write songs and come up with melodies off the top of her head. That's incredible. It was coming out real dope. I have a couple of rough cassettes. We didn't even finish them, but I'd have to get her permission to play those though. Was that Will Smith Jiggy remix full of breakbeats? I was actually playing that this morning, believe it or not. No, it was a loop. It was a sample, but it did. Something happened to A&R, and A&R had a guy who was making his own remix, and they bumped our remix. It was a whole story behind that, but I did one, and I got I presented beats to Will Smith for the album, that album with Getting Jiggy with It before it came out. I met with Will Smith and played him some music, and he actually liked a track of mine and he wanted to use it, which would have been huge for me. But then the track masters came and took over the whole album and bumped everybody off. So I almost was on that album that sold 6 million copies in America. Bay Area Cuddy. Did you know Ill Al Scratch got a record with Michael Jackson? It's the They Don't Care About Us Charles 4 remix. Did not know that. And I just saw Al Scratch about 2 months ago. Shout out to Al Scratch. They got a record with Michael Jackson. That's huge. Chris White III. Yeah, I don't see any ads, and I am not a paid YouTube user. You good? Yeah, thank you. It's just said ads are coming, but people don't see them, so I don't know. Ruffle Prime. I heard stories saying Big Daddy Kane helped Chris KRS-One move into his new apartment during the Bridge Wars. No, it's the other way around. KRS-One helped Big Daddy Kane move into his apartment during the Bridge War. I don't know if it was during the Bridge, probably was around that time. Yeah, and then Kane turned around and wrote "Have a Nice Day" for Shantae. This is BDP, so it's all fair in the hip hop world. Have you ever chilled with the Flavor Unit MCs? Def Rocker, yes. First of all, rest in peace to one of the dopest producers in hip hop history who doesn't get mentioned enough, the incredible 45 King, who was the glue to the whole Flavor Unit. Shout out to Lakim Shabazz. I used to see him. Shout out to Apache. I've chilled with him a couple times. That's my dude. Rest in peace to him. Shout out to Double J, who just passed away. Rest in peace to him. Of course, the Queen. We've chilled from time to time, just in spots, and got to kick it with her. Such a sweet and lovely girl. Shout out to Queen Latifah. Who else is in the Flavor Unit? Because then the Flavor Unit expanded after that. Like Freddie Fox was in the Flavor Unit for a second, and D Nice was in the Flavor Unit for a second. But I'm talking about the original Flavor Unit crew. Shout out to La T. That's my dude. Yes, the Flavor Unit is all good with BDP, man. Shout out to Shakim, the manager. Terrell McMillan, thank you so much for your contribution once again. Who is KRS getting at on your slipping besides Mr. Magic, RIP, and B-Boy Records? Wow, I'd have to remember. I don't remember the lyrics to your slipping off the top of my head. I know that was ICU in the ad-libs talking. That's a good question. Your slipping came out in 88. So it's still a little Juice Crew hangover there from the Bridge Wars. That's a question that KRS would have to answer because he wrote it, but I'd have to listen to that song again. But I've never spoken to Chris about that song because in '88 I was not in BDP yet. I was around, of course, because that's my brother, but I was not a member of the group, so I wasn't around for the day-to-day like I was in like the end of '89 going into '90. I was there for everything like day-to-day. But yeah, damn, this thing just jumped again. Yeah, so I'm not really sure about that song. I just know ICU is in the hook. Charles Pickens, what up, my bro? It's Day. Peace. DP rocking TWT. Will there be a BDP biopic? I don't know. They've been working on that for decades, tell you the truth. It always almost about to happen, then doesn't happen. They need to do it off of this. This is the real story. Charles Pickens, is Diamond Shell Bismarck your little bro? Yes. Shout out to Diamond Shell. Haven't seen him in years. I used to chill at Biz's crib with his brother and everybody. Shout out to Diamond Shell. Delbert Prince, what's up, Kenny Parker? What year you graduated Lincoln High School? 84. Shout out to the we would they're the real splitters now. We were the honest Abes back then. Uh, Big Bet. Did you ever play at the Rucker or against Mark Jackson? Yes. I never played at the Rucker, but I played against Mark Jackson in high school. I played with Mark Jackson in tournaments in like 86 in the college tournaments. I played, we were teammates, me and Mark Jackson for the whole summer. Shout out to Mark Jackson. Yeah, but I played against him in high school. They destroyed us too. VK, how come you were always in the middle of those mega brawls but always came out unscathed? I believe you were instigating those issues. Just kidding, you're a legend. Yeah, that's a good question. But yo, I know how to maneuver in the party. I am a student of Union Square and Latin Quarters, the famous New York City nightclubs, which were the most dangerous places I have ever been in my life. I can safely say Union Square and then later on Latin Quarters was the most dangerous. There was fights and robberies every 15, 20 minutes in there. And yet the energy was electric, and red alert on the turntables and everybody was there, but it was crazy. But when you learn how to maneuver in those places, then when you go to other places, you could almost tell when something's about to happen. You could tell where to move. You could tell if we should leave or just chill and let things just calm down. It's a whole vibe of avoiding brawls. But I've seen a bunch of them. And thank you for checking out the epic fails. I didn't name names, but I'll tell you what I saw. And I have more. There's more. I mean, I could do a part 3 of just artists that I've seen in scraps. I could do BDP in scraps. All that's coming too. We've had our fair share that people don't even know about with other groups. I'm gonna do some of those soon. I like to space out the beefs on this channel so it doesn't get too crazy and just become all about drama, which is not what I want on this channel. And some beefs, I was just talking to Heather B about that today. Some beefs need to stay where they are. Some stuff was 30 and 35 years ago. They really need to stay where they are. And some things, like, I really want to tell you guys about it, but like things have patched up and relationships have changed. So I don't really want to dig up those old wounds. You know, like I could tell y'all what happened without telling you who it is. I mean, some people like that. Some people be like, oh, the story sucks because you won't say who it is. I disagree with that because I think a lot could be learned from beefs and how they resolved themselves without needing to know who it was. But I'm gonna tell some more BDP stuff, but I'm not gonna say who the other artists were. But some stuff was crazy, y'all. I got a whole story about the first Source Awards. People always talk about, I should do that, not next, but the next. People always talk about the 1995 Source Awards where Suge said, all the people who don't, want the executive producer dancing in the videos. Y'all know, everybody's seen that one. That 95 one was wild. But the year before the 94 Source Awards, the first one was equally wild. And I had front row seats. And, I think I'm going to do that one. It's going to be controversial. I think it's going to bring some heat probably to my channel, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to tell what I saw and my participation in that. And let the chips fall where they may. Imperial J, the MC. What up, KP? Man, I'm late. You're late. We talked about a bunch of stuff already. Face Finster. What's the story behind Mad Ism Beat? I don't know. That's a KRS-One track. Incredible track. I was not there for the recording of that song. I was supposed to submit beats for the Channel Live album, but Hakeem and Tuffy stood me up. Shout out to Hakeem Green. They stood me up, and I didn't make the cut. But I wasn't there for the Mad Ism. I wasn't there for the Mad Ism recording, but that was a dope beat and a big, big record in '94. Supreme Divine, I must say, I've always wanted to rhyme over your beats. Oh, that's dope. Pick a beat and rock on it. Mr. Frozen Good, how many siblings do you have in your family? Siblings meaning me plus more, right? Or is it all of us together? It's three of us to combine. Me, my brother, and my sister. So I have two siblings. Does that answer the question? I'm gonna scroll down a little bit because I'm missing. I'm just gonna scroll down and just pick up from somewhere. Mr. Grifter 84, hey man, what's up? Glad to see your live stream again. Yes, we're doing this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to the people who are going to watch this later on. Big up to you guys too. Hard Cold. Laugh out loud. I know Just Ice took a jab at Curtis Blow on your slipping. I don't believe Just Ice. It was Just Ice on your slipping? That was ICU that I heard talking on there, but I don't know about that one. Queen of the Underworld. Naughty by Nature in the Flavor Unit. Was Naughty by Nature in the Flavor Unit? I mean, I guess the later, they were under Flavor Unit management. But were they in the Flavor Unit? I don't know if they were in the Flavor Unit. Def Rocker, Chill Rob G was in the Flavor Unit. Oh, how can I forget my man Rob G, who I just saw this summer. I saw Chill Rob G this summer, and we talked about doing some work. I would love to work with Chill Rob G. I forgot all about it. I think I got his number and everything. That's a good call, Def Rocker. I got to get with him. Super S. Rodriguez, what was KRS-One's favorite superhero? Oh, man. We used to read mad comic books as kids. I'm not really sure. Oh, man, that's a great question. I wish I could remember. We used to read mad comic books. That's all we did. I cannot remember that, but he definitely had a favorite superhero. These days, it's probably him. I hope Chris never sees this. Oh, I just is. I'm just gonna pick up here. William Johnson, any Hitman Howie T stories? No, I don't even know if I ever met Hitman Howie T, but he was dope. His work with Chubb Rock and his work with Special Ed was amazing. Amazing. I never got to meet Howie T, but I have the utmost respect for him. Charles Pickens, during the Juice Crew beef, did y'all really want smoke from Biz, or did y'all stand clear? I did a whole breakdown of KRS-One BDP versus Biz Markie on this channel. I did it last year. You should check it out. I go through the whole thing. Carol, just a cool sense. Just tell your side of the story and not worry about people's feelings. Word. I mean, really, that's really what it is. I'm just gonna tell my side of the story. But people get offended. Like, It's very tricky when you talk about people because you know these people and you're going to see these people. Not that I'm afraid, but it's like, try to be respectful of people. That's why some things I don't um try to talk about out of respect for these people. Because a lot of things that I'm telling you that I saw, they did these things in broad daylight. It wasn't like they were sneaking around. Like they did things in front of hundreds of people. I just happened to be one of the people that was there. So if you weren't worried about uh the hundreds of people when you did your actions, but then again, we all were in our early 20s then. Some people are teenagers. That's the perfect age to make wrong decisions. That's why bringing it up 30 years later is kind of touchy. So you got to be really careful. But there's a couple of people I'm going to bring up the beefs that I'm still tight over. So I'm going to talk about them because I haven't resolved it. Linton Franklin, DJ Kenny P, love the book. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. When is KRS-One coming back to Tallahassee? I have no idea. I have no idea. That's a good question. Hybrid Cypher. D Nice was such an ill producer. Yes, he was. D Nice co-produced quite a few hits with BDP and he produced his own album. Tef Vision. Mad Ism came out in 95. Nah, Mad Ism came out in 94. Mad Ism in New York. Mad Ism was playing in 94, not 95. Their album came out in 95, I believe. Station Identification might have come out in 95, but Mad Ism came out in 94. Delbert Prince, happy holidays, Kenny. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Whatever you celebrate, happy holidays to you. Mr. Raccoon Eyes, your top 5 best DJs. I did a whole breakdown on my top 5 best DJs like 2 lives ago. I would love to get into that again, but I broke it down for the people that usually watch. So I don't want to do it again. But 2 lives back, I did a whole breakdown on that. And there's more. There's more. There's so many people that I love. Ronan Ali Hollins, shout out to you, brother. The beats you did for Heather B are monstrous. You made some of the hardest beats in hip hop. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We're gonna talk about it when Heather comes on here as soon as I get her champagne. Fluffy Toenails and Dragon Breath. Shout out to the Cold Crush Brothers, of course. The most underrated group of the first part of hip hop history. The most underrated group. They should be mentioned with the Furious Five, Sugar Hill Gang, and Treacherous 3 and all of them. And I just was talking to Kaz this summer. Great guy. And I did his radio show too. Shout out to Kaz and shout out to the legendary MC Sha Rock. Amazing people. Bay Area Cuddy. Did KRS like Mona Lisa sampling his joint for that Can't Be Wasting My Time in 96? Well, actually, he sampled Premier's beat, whoever did that. I never heard Chris mention it. They had to clear it for the song to come out, so Chris had to have known it was coming. He's not really the type of person who really cares about that kind of stuff. Like, he's like, you could sample me, sample my lyrics. He just don't care. Once it's out, he's on to the next thing. But Mona Lisa had to clear MCs Act Like They Don't Know in order to sing over it. So both Premier and Chris had to sign off because they're both the writers of the song. So they both had to sign off. So he knew it was coming. This thing jumps again. I gotta learn. I say this every week. I gotta learn how to ease this. John Waters. Who is the female equivalent to KRS-One in your opinion? That's a tough question. Because you'd have to be, KRS-One is the innovator of a lot of things. Knowledge has to be in it, battling, some longevity. Queen Latifah had the reggae mixed with the hip hop. She was conscious. Lauryn Hill almost also had the reggae mixed with the hip hop. She was conscious. She sings. Chris is not really a singer. I don't know if there's any female MC that's really comparable to KRS to me, but closest would be Lauryn Hill or Latifah as far as subject matter and reggae influence. Neither one of them are really battling though that I know of. I guess that's the best answer I got. Delbert Prince, I would like to send you a copy of the comic book I created, Kenny. Yes, I'm about to get a P.O. box where you could send me stuff. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. I would love to check it out. Grandmaster Caz is also such an underrated MC. Absolutely. He was a giant in the late 70s, early 80s. But the Cold Crush never had that one song. Every group had that one song, and they never had the one big hit. Because as far as tapes, they are probably the best, but they never had the song. And I think that's what hurt Cold Crush's legacy. Because if you didn't know about the tapes or see documentaries, you wouldn't really understand how great they were and how influential Grandmaster Caz was. I mean, his rhymes got stolen for the Rapper's Delight, biggest selling 12-inch single of all time that started this whole rap music industry. And this is Caz's rhymes on there. I think that's one of the greatest crimes in music history. DJ KD Hover 23. Yo, KP, did you ever hang out in River Park Towers in the Bronx? No. We used to live, I say this all the time, Christopher, we used to live next to Cool Herc on Cedric Avenue, 1600. Herc was 1520. We lived at 1600, but we were little kids. River Park Towers was just still in being built then. That was a construction site. So no, we were never over there. We were before River Park Towers. Number one, salute KP. Wasn't my philosophy a Run DMC disc? Yeah, we talked about that earlier in this live. The song wasn't a Run DMC disc, but I thought there were little shots at a few people in that song. But Chris says no, he was not dissing anybody. He was just talking about his philosophy. Carl Lieberson, did you ever work with Brand Nubian? I worked with Grand Poobah on some music that never came out. We worked on a project in 2011 that no one ever heard. Other than that, no, I have never worked with Brand Nubians. Chandeliers Cons, I got Ghetto Lifestyles on repeat while reading your book. Thanks, KP. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. And Ghetto Lifestyles, that came out on Chris Styles, but that was supposed to come out on another album. There was an album that never was released. After I Got Next came out in 1997. I do believe in 98, going into 99, KRS was about to drop another album called Maximum Strength that never came out. Now, there's a Maximum Strength that Chris put out, but that wasn't the Maximum Strength from 98. That album never came out. That's when Kirsten Jive went their separate ways. And on that album, there's a Ghetto Lifestyles that had Tragedy Gaddafi was on that song. The Ghetto Lifestyles that came out eventually, I believe, didn't have Tragedy on it, but he was on the original one. So let me know if the Ghetto Lifestyles that you have has Tragedy Gaddafi on it. If not, then that's the one that came out afterwards. There's a one with him on it that was the original. Supreme Divine. I never knew KRS-One had a sister. Gotta get the book, man. It's the whole thing. It's a whole epic saga. Abu Burns said KRS-One took soft shots at Run DMC and LL Cool J. To me, I agree, but he says no. Fluffy Toenails and Dragon Breath. Love Sadat X voice. Shout out to my man Sadat. And you know what's the funniest thing about Sadat X's voice? He sounds just like that in real life. You talk to Sadat, that's his real speaking voice. Everything, the way you hear him on the records is exactly how he talks. When you're listening to him, it's almost like listening to a Brand Nubian's album because he sounds exactly the same. Shout out to my man Sadat. I haven't seen him in a minute. Damn, we had an hour already. I usually try to keep this to 1 hour. I'm gonna do a couple more. We're gonna get off, but damn, this time's be flying on here. The Colonel James. I'm just gonna jump in right here. KP, the book is such a gift for all BDP and anyone else who appreciates an amazing story. Thank you so much for purchasing the book. For example, my beloved Ma only knows hip hop through me, but she'll love the book too via pure empathy. Yes. If you're a mother, you'll love the book. MK Ultra, what's going on with Just Ice these days? I need to find out. I need to bring him, I need to interview him for this channel. Queen of the Underworld, did you ever work as a psychologist? No. As soon as I graduated from college, I was right into the music business. DJ Katie Hover. Sadat X works at a hospital in Raleigh, North Carolina. I see him all the time. He's so cool. He really is so cool. Shout out to X. That's my dude. Shout out to all of them. Lord Jamal Pool by X. My man Alamo. Brand Nubians. That's good. They're just good people. I think I'm at the end of the question. Oh no, I'm not. Rosmel, there are DJ Red Alert live throwback videos here on YouTube from 1988 with KRS dissing Shantae and Shan live on the radio. In 88. Yeah, so there was still little residual beef, I guess, from 87. So the bridge is over, 87, all that, Criminal Minders. I guess there was still a little hang on. Plus, the Poet dropped his song in 88. Imperial J, the MC, on the way in there, who was KRS going at when he said, I got my style from KRS-One, you biting trash? I believe I know the answer to that question, but I think that's something that KRS would best answer. If I answered something like that, it would cause a lot of controversy. But yeah, Chris would have to answer that, but there is an answer to that question. Tef Vision, was Five Barrels supposed to be on Maximum Strength album because at the beginning Willie D says Maximum Strength? Yes, Five Barrels was supposed to be on Maximum Strength album. Absolutely. Yeah, it was right around that time they were working on it. And then Mayo, can you tell about your favorite NBA team? I don't have a favorite team anymore. I used to be a Knicks fan through and through as a youth. But now NBA basketball is so different for me now. I just have players that I like, the usual suspects. Steph. I love Luka Doncic. I can't say his name. Luka is incredible to me. He has throwback game that I like. I like the Joker. Love KD. I just like individuals. I don't really have a team. All right, it's 104. I'm gonna answer maybe two more, and I'm gonna get out of here. Bay Area Cutter. Did you ever work in D&D Studios? Absolutely. I did Heather B's whole album there. I did work with Chris in there. Hip Hop versus Rap was from there. I did quite a few things in D&D Studios. Yes. And that place was so legendary. Everybody used to be in there because DJ Premier, that was his headquarters. Excuse me. So he brought everybody there. It wasn't even like it was an incredible studio. It was an average studio. It just Preem was there. That made it dope. Um, Ronan Ali, you biting trash. That could have been directed at a lot of rappers at that time. Hell yeah. Yo, Tresh is to me another underrated MC. Tresh was an animal in 91, 92. An animal. People be forgetting how ridiculous Tresh was on the microphone. I don't think people really understand how ridiculous Tresh was. They don't, when they talk about MCs in that era, they kind of just blow past Naughty by Nature. That dude was killing them. All right, I'm gonna get off. Any Easy Mo B stories? I never got to chill with Easy Mo B. Just seen him in passing. Mad cool dude. Um, I DJ'd with him before a 45 party. Um, but I don't have any Easy Mo B stories. I know we never really chilled. Great producer. Um, all right, yo, I'm gonna get off. We at a minute 6. I mean, hang on for like 2 more minutes. I want to keep it short. Don't forget the D&D All Stars record. Yeah, but I didn't produce on that. David Nagao, peace, Kenny. I met you a couple of weeks back at SOBs. Yo, big up. Yes, I was at SOBs for my brother's lecture, which was amazing. The Colonel James, Tresh the Man, one of the many influences for Eminem, among many others. What made Tresh dope was that he was spitting real MC lyrics, but also making big, gigantic records that played on MTV. That is extremely difficult to do. Not many people ever did that, but really did that. Tresh is incredible. Des Mikura, sports photography. Did you catch Scarface on Tiny Desk? No, but I'm about to watch it because I just saw a little snippet of Never Seen a Man Cry, which is my jam, and he's killing it on Tiny Desk. KP, in college, did you have a low post or mid-range game? I would say more mid-range, but I could go into post, but more mid-range. Queen of the Underworld, did you chill with Edo G and the Edo and crew? Never chilled with them, but I used to see them all the time. Shout out to Edo G. Mayo, best song to chill. You mean rap song? Best song to me, the best music to chill is smooth, like jazz or like R&B slow jam. I love R&B slow jams to just chill. I'm an 80s slow jam person. All right, y'all, I'm going to get off. Thank you so much, y'all, for checking in on a Tuesday. We do this every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. If I'm not on here at 8 p.m. Eastern time, that means something came up that was very pressing. I can't imagine. But I'm trying to do this every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys so much for checking in. And I will catch you guys next week. And that's it. And I'm dropping another video in the next couple of days. Okay. I'm out, y'all. Peace.